Today I want to share a major announcement from PACLOCK. After years of development, testing, refinement, we're officially launching our new RD series rotating disc cylinder technology. And this isn't just the release of a single lock. This is the expansion of PACLOCK's entire cylinder platform, bringing true high security cylinder technology into a wide range of padlocks for the first time. If you've followed PACLOCK for a while, you already know we've built a reputation around high performance pin tumbler cylinders like our SR and our UCS technology. These 6-pin systems are incredibly capable and become the backbone of countless lock systems used across industries, job sites, and critical infrastructure. But even the best pin tumbler cylinders share the same fundamental reality. At the end of the day, pin cylinders have mechanical limits. With the right tools and enough skill, they can be picked, bumped, or combed. And that led us to a bigger question. What would it look like if PACLOCK could bring true high security cylinder technology, the kind normally reserved for specialized niche locks, into the same wide variety of padlocks our customers already use every day? That question is what led to the development of the RD series. With RD, PACLOCK is introducing rotating disc cylinder technology across a growing family of padlocks and lock systems. Technology that dramatically increases resistance to common attacks while also delivering the durability and reliability our customers expect. In other words, we're doing something that hasn't really been done before in the retail padlock world. We're bringing high security to the masses. Let's circle back and focus on an important distinction between pin tumbler cylinders like PACLOCK's SR and UCS and true high security cylinders like the RD. Well, PACLOCK's UCS technology is a high performance pin tumbler system and a huge improvement over the typical 4 and 5 pin locks you see hanging in a hardware store. Pin tumbler technology is nonetheless more susceptible to certain attacks than rotating disc technology. So what does it actually mean for you in the real world? Let's take a look at a few common ways pin tumbler based padlocks are defeated. Let's start with the professional, the lock picking lawyer. The challenge here isn't choosing from his literal hundreds, if not thousands of videos showing just how inadequate even well-known lock brands can be when it comes to pick resistance. But you might say that's not entirely fair. After all, he can even pick PACLOCK's UCS cylinders. And frankly, that's expected. He's the best of the best. What should really concern consumers, though, is when untrained and inexperienced pickers demonstrate just how weak some padlocks actually are. When an everyday person, someone with little to no experience, can quickly open a lock using inexpensive tools that are widely available online, that's when the problem becomes very real. And that's really the point. If the underlying technology makes those types of attacks possible, then the question becomes, how do you move beyond the limitations of pin tumbler locks altogether? Some of the key differences, really the key difference between UCS, our standard rekeyable, what you would typically get from a master lock, let's say, or an American lock, and the RD system, the technology is completely different, right? If you have a typical key that goes into a PACLOCK or a master lock or any other kind of typical padlock, you'll see it has these cuts in it that go, if you will, vertically. Right? And the depths of the cuts are supposed to match up with pins that are inside the UCS cylinder. And with UCS, we've got 6 of them in there, and the combinations of those pins can give you up to about 20,000 key changes, a little more than 20,000 key changes, which is tremendous. A 4-pin cylinder that you'll get from other manufacturers, you're going to be lucky to get, realistically, 500, maybe 600 key differences or key changes. So the UCS at 20,000 is tremendous. But if you want high security, 20,000 won't get the job done. You need billions of key changes. To do that, instead of having these pins that go up and down, the RD system has discs. And these discs are stacked on top of each other with some spacers in between. And what happens is when the key goes in, there's no pushing up or down of pins like on a typical pin tumbler cylinder. These rotating discs have the key come in with no force whatsoever. It comes all the way down to the bottom of the cylinder. And then once you're there, now as you start rotating, the key has angular cuts in it that line up with each individual disc, 12 of them, that as you're rotating that key, the first 90 degrees of that rotation is aligning the discs. Each individual disc is getting aligned. And if after those 90 degrees, you've got the correct key cuts for the 12 discs that are in there, now you've hit a shear line, a locking bar gets released or relieved, and now you can rotate the other 90 degrees to unlock whatever it is you're trying to unlock. If any of those 12 pins don't match your key, it prevents you from rotating that last 90 degrees. You have the wrong key. Now these rotating discs have a lot of benefits to them. First of all, there's almost no wear and tear. A typical pin tumbler system like the UCS, over time, you could say, yep, my key might be getting worn out or the pins might get worn out if you use it that much. I mean, we don't see that very often, but there's that possibility. If debris gets into that standard pin tumbler technology, you've got issues because now that debris, that little piece of dirt, is now riding in between your key cut and the pin, which means your shear line is not going to be met. That debris is pushing the pin up too far, and now you have a hard time getting your key to open your lock. With the RD system, the key comes in, and as it rotates, it's in effect cleaning the discs. The discs are, in a sense, self-cleaning. They will clean out that debris as they rotate. And as these are rotating and comes back, it just means that your cylinder is going to be ready for you the next time. Yes, we love dry graphite. We have PACLOCK C6. We highly recommend it for every lock that we have. Every 3 months, 6 months. Give it a little squirt of dry graphite. Oh, your lock will love you for it. In this case though, the RD is the military's padlock specifically built for tough environmental conditions. It can handle being outside, in the snow, in the rain, and it's ready for you when you need it, when you need to unlock it. So the RD system is a completely different technology than, let's say, the UCS. Lots of benefits to include 20,000 key changes with the UCS, over 2 billion key combinations on the RD. Beyond the mechanical security, the RD series also brings in an entirely different level of control. RD cylinders are not field rekeyable, and key duplication is controlled directly by PACLOCK. When you start a new RD system, you receive a system card that includes a system code. That code is required anytime additional keys or key-to-like locks are ordered. In other words, no code means no reproduction. Without that system code, additional keys simply cannot be produced. The system is also designed to grow with you. Multiple key numbers can be assigned under a single system code, allowing customers to expand their RD system over time while maintaining centralized key control. And this isn't just theory. The RD series is already seeing early success and validation in demanding environments. In fact, PACLOCK's RD 655 and 656 are currently used within the Department of Defense lock program. These locks have been tested against federal specification FFP 2827A, which evaluates a range of performance criteria, including force entry resistance, surreptitious entry, drill resistance, shackle strength, and environmental durability. As a result, RD cylinder technology has been approved for military use. We're also seeing growing interest from military users who want tighter control over their key systems. Some are even requesting the ability to reset entire lock systems by replacing cylinders and starting fresh. PACLOCK RD supports that approach by allowing the cylinder to be replaced in compatible RD padlocks and hasp systems. So if you're interested in bringing true rotating disc cylinder security into your operation, the RD series is available now across a growing lineup of PACLOCK products. You can learn more and explore available models on PACLOCK.com, purchase through Amazon, or work with your preferred PACLOCK distributor or locksmith to build the right system for your application. Just select RD series cylinder technology on compatible PACLOCK lock bodies and start building a high security system designed to grow with you.